Yeah, just a final word on realization or on self-realization. Self-realization, the realization of your true nature, which is the fruit of the path of self-discovery. Self-discovery is that which spirituality actually is, and self-discovery and self-realization are much better words than spirituality, because spirituality is just like a drugstore, so to speak. It's a supermarket. It's a selection of spiritual ideas, of course, which can be very, very helpful and extremely, can be completely wonderful for self-identification or for anything, and whatever helps, it helps. So that's wonderful. Anything that works is fine, and why not? But the thing that we could say about self-realization when it comes to finding your true nature, which is the ultimate goal of all spiritual search, when you have that, when that goal is achieved, when it locks into you, when it just boom, it just comes into your heart, and you know it, this is it. You know that you reached your goal. Your whole body, your whole system, your whole mind-brain system, even your nervous system recognizes it. I mean, everything falls into place. It just clicks into place like a boom. The self-realization comes. The realization of true nature comes, which means that this path is absolutely worth it. You know, people who go through on the path of self-discovery to self-realization, this path is absolutely worth it. If you have to go through 5 years or 10 years through the dark night of the soul, it just means that your conditioning from childhood and from society has been so embedded in your system that the dark night of the soul lasts for a very long time, because your whole system has been infected, so to speak, or affected by the neurocircuitry, by the programs that is the result of the conditioning. And the conditioning is, of course, that which stands in the way between you and true nature. So that's why the dark night of the soul lasts so long, because the brain is truly affected by the neurocircuitry that we develop by the conditioning, by the societal and cultural conditioning, and especially parenting conditioning, all the false beliefs that we are taught. So this has to be done away with. This has to be removed, but you cannot actually remove it. It has to disappear by itself. It has to give up when it's so thinned out that it doesn't have any resistance anymore. So when it's gone, when it gives up, when the jungle is free from the bush, so to speak, when the forest is clear, or there is no forest left, when only clarity and true self and true nature is left, then you know that you achieved freedom from your conditioning. You know that you achieved freedom from that which stood in the way of you and your true nature, your true self. And the way that we know if we really truly have achieved self-realization, or if we have come to be at one with our true nature, through the self-discovery process, or the self-revelation process, you could say, because it's a revelation of the self. We reveal something, you remove the curtains, you know, you draw back the curtains, you remove the curtains, and that which is behind the curtain, that is your true nature. And the curtain is just conditioning, the way that we are conditioned in the mind-brain system by cultural propaganda, by all the psychological paradigms that we are conditioned with, the false beliefs that we are forced to believe in, so to speak, because of society. The way that we know if we have achieved this wonderful fruit, if we have achieved this great self-realization, the realization of true nature, is that we don't have any interest in anything else. Nothing else is interesting. We are not interested in spirituality or religion. We're not, as we were before, perhaps. We're not interested in anything except being with our true nature. Let the true nature be that which it is. That's the only thing that we like. So we will know when we achieved it that we just don't want anything else. We're not interested in attaching to any kind of preferred mental state or anything like that. We don't have any interests left, you know. we are fed and provided for by the true nature. It's enough for us. We don't need anything more. And it's very difficult to find it. You have to find it by yourself. You can be helped by a guru or by a teacher, but there's not too many real ones out there, you know. Usually they are fake. At least there are more fake gurus than real teachers, you know. And the way that you can hear, the way that you can find out is by instinct, you know. Who do you trust? Do I trust this person? When you hear my voice, do you think that my voice is authentic? Do you trust my voice? Do you trust the person behind or inside this voice? That's really important to ask yourself. The real guru is very hard to find. It's difficult. They don't come easily. It's not many of them. They don't grow on trees. There are several fake ones, and many of the famous ones are fake, or quite fake, or totally fake, or a little bit fake. But there's a little bit fake in each and every one of us, and that comes actually a little bit with the territory, because you cannot really reveal the truth to another person, but you can make another person see the truth and experience the truth for themselves. And that is what the teacher or the guru process is all about. You are leading another person to the discovery and to the realization of truth. And that's all we need. But there are really many fake teachers out there, and what can you do? Trust by your instinct, you know. Do you trust this voice? Do you trust this person who is talking now? Do you trust the person behind my voice? Do you trust the person behind the voice of that guru? Do you think that he's fake? Do you think that he's selfish? Do you think that he's only serving his little ego that didn't get enough attention when he was a child? Does he only want to be loved by girls, by women, by grandmothers, by fathers, by each and every one in this world? Does he just want to be famous? He needs to be admired or whatever? Who knows, you know? Listen to the voice. Do you trust it or not? Am I authentic? Am I the real deal? Am I genuine? Can you trust what I say, or can you trust the person behind that which I say? Can you trust my source? Do my source seem reliable to you? These are questions you should ask yourself. Who do you want to listen to? Because we want to get, and we need to get, cholesterol out of our life. We need to get fake gurus out of our life. The best oxygen in this world is the oxygen that comes from the supreme truth, from the supreme being. If you can get true oxygen, supreme oxygen from your teacher, stay with him. If it's a lot of cholesterol and carbon dioxide in there, if it's a lot of selfishness and makeup and mascara, forget it. Come to those who can really reveal the truth, and those who can help you to experience the truth. That's the thing. So you have to find out, do you trust them or not? And what can you do? The voice is the most important. How do they talk? Do you feel complete? Are you satisfied when they talk? Is your inner being satisfied when you hear their voice? Do they speak to you or not? Or are they just trying to reach you in a way that can benefit them? Is he talking to you? Is he talking to the ear of this world, or is he just talking to himself? You know, well, that's a little bit difficult to distinguish from time to time. But anyway, that's really, you should ask yourself that question. Don't be afraid to say no. No, I don't trust that person. I don't trust him. You know, he's fake. You know, just go with it. Be honest, because self-discovery, self-realization is an internal completely individual, completely personal process. It belongs to you. You are going to find and get that which is you, which belongs to you, which is your birthright, which you're going to find that which is authentically and originally your true nature. So it doesn't have anything to do with anyone else. If you get help in this process, it will be from someone who will help you see and recognize this. That's it. So find people that you trust. Find voices that you trust. Do you trust this voice or not? Well, that's what you have to ask yourself when you listen to a guru or a teacher. Do I trust this person? Well, it's great to listen to him, but I'm not sure if I actually completely trust him. There's something there that I don't actually really truly trust. Listen to that instinct, because it's usually true. If you're quite desperate, so to speak, ask yourself this: would I trust this person with my life? I usually ask myself, would I buy a second-hand car of this person? And I would always say no. If I said no, I would never buy a second-hand car from that person, which means that I don't trust them. They are not transparent. They are not honest. They are not open. A banal question like that is sometimes enough. But if you're more desperate, then ask, would I trust this? Would I trust my life to this person? If I were in serious trouble, if someone had to take me to the hospital within 5 minutes, if I arrive later than 5 minutes, I will be dead. Would I trust this idiot or would I not? If you would trust the idiot, that means that the idiot has authentic value under his potentiality of stupidity. If you say, yes, I would trust him, this person is real, this person is a man of truth, I would trust him. This is important. Because of internet, because of social media, it's possible to pretend absolutely anything. And you can pretend your way into the hearts of people. You can fake your way into a presidency, You can fake your way into becoming a king. So that's just how it is. You have to find those who you really truly trust. And you should also know that when the fruit comes to you, when the revelation of true self-realization comes, you will be very happy that you didn't give up. You will be very happy that you were honest and sincere and relentless enough to not give up, and that you didn't accept fake. You did not accept cheating. You did not accept that which was not true. You did not accept anything else than complete honesty when it comes to self-realization, because everything else will be fake. It will be false, and it will only lead to a mind hang-up. And that's what you want to, of course, not only reduce, but you want to be free of mind hang-ups. You want to be free of that, of the way that the mind deludes you. You want to be free of the way that the mind-brain system carries you into phenomena and into paths and worlds that you know that are actually not necessary. And it's not necessary for you to be taken into your own imagination like this, or into that which the mind is producing, so to speak. But the mind is producing it just to keep us alive, It's not because it's malicious, it's just because it has to do so. It's the way that the brain is constructed. The human program is like that, and I've explained the human program in detail when it comes to the way the interpretation machine works and why the interpretation machine works in the way that it does. That is the ultimate secret of humanity. If you can explain that, as I have done, then you have the key to the kingdom. Then you know everything. But people hate people who are more clever than any other human being or any other person, because they simply don't like it. It's just the truth. If you want to get out, if you want to be free, if you want to be truthful, if you want to be authentic and the real deal and the genuine article, then you need self-realization, and you need to get free from the conditioning that keeps you away from truth. Sorry to say so, but it's just the way it is. That's why many people die as undiscovered geniuses or undiscovered prophets or saints, simply because people won't accept it. If you're really good, if you're truly good, they won't like it. Same as with Jesus. They killed him. Why? Because he was better than the rest. Because Jesus understood that we are captives of the language game. That's the whole story of Jesus Christ in one single sentence. He saw through the language game. He saw through the paradigm which controls our thinking. He saw through the narrative of the Pharisees. He saw through the theology which is fake and bogus and crap and just theological conditioning made by people who are thirsty for power and who are narcissistic and who needs to control other people. Jesus is one thing only. He is that, the holy divine spirit in the human heart that sees through all the rubbish, that sees through everything that's a lie, that sees through everything that is a narrative, that is a paradigm, that is a language game which controls our thinking. The cripple, I ask you, be free from your sickness. And the cripple moves. Maybe he cannot jump or run the marathon, but he can move. Sometimes because he's locked in his own paradigm. Of course, you cannot heal anyone like that, because the body is like that. But it simply is too. We believe things into reality. We believe things that are not necessarily true, but when we believe it into reality. And Jesus understood that. So he just took that away. He took the crutches away from the false belief. And then the man was free to go. Oh, thank you, Jesus. That's it. He just frees you from the paradigm that controls you. Jesus Christ is freeing you from the narrative that is controlling your paradigm. That is what Jesus is. And that is divine. That is the heart of God. The heart of God is to see through the paradigm. The heart of God is to liberate you from any narrative that controls your paradigm. End of story. Okay, thank you. Thank you.